and I had this breathing tube inside of me, and basically they have to time it perfectly in order for me to stay alive, to breathe on my own. You know what I mean? They said if we do this too early, he'll die. So like they told my mom and sister that, and they're like, what? And my mom got to stay in there. They pulled it out, and I had to cough. I had to cough, and I wouldn't cough. I don't remember this part. And they were screaming at me, and the last thing I remember is really blurry, this big doctor, probably 6'4", big guy, yelling at my face, Spencer, breathe, cough right now. My name is Spencer Payne Strickland. I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I have been fortunate enough to move and live a little, basically everywhere in the U.S., from Chicago to Tulsa. I've lived a good life, healthy, always been an athlete. I met the girl of my dreams back last year. We've been together officially since October of 2024. I was training to be a professional bodybuilder at this time. I was in the absolute best shape of my life. Never worked harder. I was at a bachelor party in Oklahoma in 2022, and I all of a sudden got a toothache back here, and I thought it got infected. The worst pain and the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. I mean, 1,000 times worse than what I went through with cancer. I grabbed my friend's arm. I said something's wrong, but I tried to hide it because we were all there to have fun. But I knew something was happening. So as soon as I got home, I went to the ER doctor. They just removed the tooth. That was it. About a month later, I told my mom, something's not right with me. I feel dumb, like my mind, whatever. But that was it for a while. Started dating Blair. I had a canker sore on my tongue right here. I kept recutting it open with my teeth. But a part of me knew something was wrong, but I refused to look at it. I didn't look at it one time. And I was like, I'm working out so hard. I'm so healthy. Nothing's wrong with me. I started to become super lethargic. I'd sleep until 12 p.m. I'd wake up, come downstairs. I'd fall asleep in 30 minutes and sleep till 6. We're like, well, maybe it's because you now are drink a couple Diet Cokes or you eat candy or you're doing this. We tried to identify why I was so tired. I knew it was something deeper. December is when I started to kind of have to hide it about how bad I felt, but it still worked out. January 16th, I came home. We were eating dinner. I put my phone down and I said, Blair, something's seriously wrong with me. We need to go to the dentist right now. And she's like, well, it's 9:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, so I don't think we can do that. And this is where spirituality and the mental part comes into it. Everything does happen for a reason. About a month prior to that, I was laying in bed, about to go to bed. And I don't know if you call it a lucid dream, God, the earth, but I had this whisper and this feeling from my toes to my head that told me I had cancer. And I mean, it was the realest out-of-body experience I've ever felt in my entire life. I could tell it was real, but I ignored it. So I finally went to the dentist. She was horrified in what she saw inside of my mouth. I was referred over to a oral surgeon. Immediately said it's cancer, and we said, we haven't taken a test yet. What else could it be? He said, if I had 5 guesses, 1 through 4 are cancer, and the 5th is a medical anomaly. His name's Dr. Andrew. He helped save my life. So I had stage 2 cancer, what they thought they were going to do, squamous cell carcinoma of the tongue. They thought they were just going to cut off about 25% of the right side of my tongue. I was then referred to Dr. Sleevy, who's probably a top 1% surgeon in the world. Upgraded to stage 3 cancer, squamous cell carcinoma of the tongue. Then they saw it ended up being so huge, he was nervous it was 4. Confirmed stage 4 cancer of the mouth, and it had spread to my lymph nodes. So I had it in my neck and throat, my mouth. I mean, the cancer was enormous. It was a Lyme-sized tumor inside of my mouth, and I had no idea. I was walking around with cancer for 2.5 years. 2 years. But it spread to my lymph nodes right here. You can kind of see the scarring on my throat. And so they had to, change kind of how they were going to do surgery. I've always taken good care of my teeth, but all of a sudden my gums, especially in the front, were turning black. I mean, black can be. Awful looking. My teeth started going the other way. One of my teeth just chipped apart and fell out of my mouth. But I just thought, my biggest weakness is candy. Sweets is my weakness, and that's terrible for you, obviously. So it's got to be that. It wasn't. So, I went numb for a minute. The first thing I did when I got back is called my family and stuff, and the next call I made was to get mental health. My surgery was on Monday, And my doctor called me Friday at 7 p.m. and said, surgery's confirmed, all that. I was like, okay, so we're doing a skin flap. He goes, actually, no, man, we're going to do a sublingual flap. And talked in doctor's terms about 1,000,000 miles an hour. I had no idea what he was talking about, but I said, okay, let's do it. I looked it up, and what that is, they sliced my entire throat wide open. I mean, I had no skin on my throat. I don't know how I didn't bleed out or live. They took a live artery out of my throat. They put that in my tongue after cutting out about 50% of my tongue. They took about 35 lymph nodes. This was my lymph nodes as well. About a 7-hour surgery. They came out and told my family we saved the tip of the tongue, which is a good thing, but we took way more than we thought. I know he's in sales, and he begged me to save because all he knows how to do is speak. There's no backup plan. This is my career. But there's a good possibility he's not going to talk again. And if he does talk, he's not going to be easy to understand. And I have this breathing tube inside of me, and basically they have to time it perfectly in order for me to stay alive, to breathe on my own. You know what I mean? They said if we do this too early, he'll die. So like they told my mom and sister that, and they're like, what? And my mom got to stay in there. They pulled it out, and I had to cough. I had to cough, and I wouldn't cough. I don't remember this part. And they were screaming at me, and the last thing I remember is really blurry. This big doctor, probably 6'4", big guy, yelling at my face, Spenser, breathe, cough right now. And I coughed, and about 8 doctors, a team was in there, and all of them started celebrating and clapping, and then I blacked back out. And I made it through that. My mom said that was the scariest, worst moment of her life right then. I started recovering. Started walking by myself. We took a couple walks. I was talking. We went on another walk Sunday. I mean, I was walking, with a bib on because I was slobbering so much mucus and everything was leaving my body. I mean, my shirt was covered, so my girlfriend had to order me bibs off of Amazon because it was that bad. But that's really all they had to do. I got through it by myself, and was taking the medicine, and it was miserable, but I got through it. Thinking back on it, I have vivid memories of it. I went to my grandmother's house, which I think did save me. So at that time, we thought surgery was the worst part because they said, hey, we got all the cancer. We're 99% sure the pathology report's good. So when I woke up, I grabbed him by the hand. I was like, so no chemo, no radiation, right? Because that was never in the plan at first. They said, no, it was so severe, we have to do both. I said, please don't put me through chemo. I'll do radiation, but I don't want to do chemo. I know what chemo does to people. And they said, we have to, Spenser. It's going to help your odds. They told me I have to go to the dentist to do a deep clean. I'll never forget this moment. This is when I lost faith in everything for about a couple of days. My radiologist was talking to me about what to get done. I was like, I'm going to get a teeth cleaning tomorrow. He goes, no teeth cleaning. If any of your teeth are ever going to have problems in the next 20 years, we have to take them out. I was like, what? I went to the dentist. I watched him take an x-ray, and then I had to watch the dentist mark off my teeth. They took 14 of my teeth from me. It crushed me because like, now I'm a circus freak. This is how I look now. I've never shown anybody this ever. I'm missing all my teeth right here. I have no teeth in my front. No missing teeth here. Missing teeth there. I have to wear dentures the rest of my life. But now I wear it like a badge of honor. I went to war with stage 4 cancer, and I took some battle scars. It messed me up, but I won. I beat it, and so I wear this like a badge of honor now. How serious it was. But watching that dentist literally mark off teeth, especially these front teeth. After my mouth kind of healed, I did chemo and radiation, head and neck radiation. I had to wear this like torture mask about this big, and they bolted me to a table for radiation. It was insane. Started here, all here. Basically, think of your mouth being lit on fire by rocket fuel 30 times in a row. They told me it's the most intensive, hardest radiation any person can go through. And he was like, well, they don't know who I am, so I'm about to show them. 6 weeks of radiation, I lost 2 pounds the entire time. No feeding tube. I walked by myself every day. The last day I graduated radiation, Dr. Barker, unbelievable at Texas Oncology, broke down and started crying. And, he's a 75-year-old man. He's a hard ass. And hugged me, told me he loved me, and said he's never seen a human being get through radiation like this, ever. He means ever, ever, ever. And I started crying too, and he looked me again in the face and said how much he loved me. He looked at my family and said, y'all saw what he went through, but you honestly have no idea what he went through, and you'll never will. You never will. I was fighting for my life every day, but I just woke up every morning and said, just get through today and you're good. And I said that every day. Mine was more intense because I have no teeth blockage. It's all nerves and gums here. So I was like, okay, until about week 5, I started spitting up mucus and blood. I mean, basically every 5 minutes at night, I had a trash can next to the bed. It was so painful. I was in tears because it wouldn't stop. It was so miserable. It was so bad. The pain is something I can't describe. I have one of the highest pain tolerances you'll ever see, and this dropped me to my knees. Water tasted like battery acid. I mean, it was that bad. A piece of lettuce was like eating an atomic bomb. It hurt that bad. The steam all the way through my body. So I make it through radiation. I do chemotherapy, but my kidney kind of starts not failing, but dropping below what it should. So they switched me to different radiation. And I was mad because I was like, see, it did damage to my body. I don't have cancer in me. Why am I doing chemotherapy? But I follow my doctor's rules. Now, this is where it gets bad. I blasted through all of that like a champion. I mean, I walked through it like nothing. Never complained one time, ever. I was already on pain medication, obviously, but they said it's delayed. 2 weeks after radiation is the worst pain. So they put me on 75 milligram or 75 ml fentanyl patch. I had to wear it every day for about 5 months. I was taking between 4 and 6 oxycodone a day, and that's about it. I couldn't eat. Chemo is my biggest regret in life. I wish I never did it. I told my doctor, my family, that in America, people normally don't die from cancer. They die from treatment or they mentally give up. Luckily, I didn't lose my hair. I battled through it, but it ended up doing permanent kidney damage, which I'm very angry about. I can't do bodybuilding anymore because of it. Um, I probably went. I know this is disgusting, but I want people to know about it. Since I couldn't eat for about 4 months and so much medication, I probably went to the bathroom 3 times in about a 4 month period. So painful. I've had to do intestinal cleaning and colon cleaning, and they said they've never seen so many toxins inside of the body. I mean, my digestive system still to this day is so messed up you wouldn't believe it. It's I feel it every day. Now going through all of this happening, it's very traumatic. You think, right? Well, I don't know how to explain it. This will make sense to anybody, or anybody that's gone through what I've gone through can agree. But it was almost like I was watching my own movie. I knew this stuff was happening. Like I knew I was getting surgery. I knew I was going through chemo, but I was outside of my body watching it happen. And my mind blocked out a lot of the trauma. Slowly, month by month, more stuff, more memories started popping up in my head that I had no idea happened at all. So my body released the trauma slowly.
Yay, Bean.
I'm considered cancer free right now. I beat it. Now, if it doesn't come back in 2 years in my mouth, there's about a 99% chance to never get it. If you want the harsh truth, your family, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your friends, they'll always know you had cancer and always remember it. The harsh reality is no one else cares that you had cancer. No one cares. They're going through their own stuff. I got back to work August 2nd. I've been treated like garbage at work. It's led me into severe depression. Now I have PTSD as well as severe panic disorder. I'm considered disabled. They took my job from me at work, transferred me to another position, made me start completely over from scratch because real life is harder than cancer. Cancer, you fight and you beat it, you dominate it. But the real world, anything can happen because there's other people involved. Getting back to normal is the hardest part, and the trauma doesn't stop. You will be fine, and then all of a sudden get a flashback from being in the hospital. And so it impacts me every day. I have night terrors. With work and everything, it's pushed me so bad where, I've had suicidal thoughts and stuff like that because I was like, what was the point of surviving? My life is in shambles now. But that's where the mental part took over. And now I'm, training to be a boxer. Since I can't do weightlifting, I'm finding stuff that makes me happy. And, that's the key to it. You have to try to move on, but it'll affect you the rest of your life. First of all, stay positive. Do not let your mind think for 1 second that you're not going to fight through this. It's beatable. You can make it. Roll with the punches. It's not going to be fun, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is you beating it. It's going to make you a stronger and better human being. I'm a better person because of it. I'm a stronger man. I'm a better boyfriend. I'm a better son. I'm a better friend. Use this to be a positive. Now, my advice also is keep yourself busy. The way I kept myself busy is I researched everything. I could have a PhD in nutrition, supplementation, the FDA, big pharma. Do something you're passionate about and educate yourself on stuff. So watch what you consume, and my biggest advice, most important, watch what you're giving your children. Pay attention to the stuff that's in your food. Read the ingredients box. Eat healthy. It's so worth it. and just never give up. You can never, ever, ever give up. I mean, even for 1 second.